So, Financial Literacy 101. I want to talk to you about how I got into this space. For 12 years, I worked for the NBA, the National Basketball Association, as a brand identity marketing strategic analyst. And I was learning about, how to govern, promoting for the basketball teams and players and all this kind of stuff. And I learned how dirty the business is in professional sports, how we get treated. Yeah, they give us money, but they don't give us financial literacy. So many of us are in the league for 2 or 3 years, and within the second year, we're broke. So they don't, and that's a revolving door. They're doing nothing to try to change that or try to educate them on how to value money. Okay, but regardless of that, the Ancestors works in a funny kind of way. I had invested in cryptocurrency in March of 2016, not knowing what it was, but I did it because my boy told me to do it, and I just did it and walked away because I'm working 24/7 on the road. I don't have time to pick up a whole new skill. But then came that day when my job decided to lay me off because, well, they found out what I'm about. They found out my social media page and saw that I was really like Pan-African. They already knew, they always knew that, but I guess this is their excuse now, because jobs now are like, when you have a job, they look at your social media page. And then they can make a determination if they want to keep you or not. Now, really, you shouldn't be able to get laid off for that, but, I didn't look at it like that. I didn't want to fight the NBA for my job back. I figured this is the Ancestors saying, get out and do what you're supposed to do, what you're really supposed to do. So that's what I did. So when I came out, the first thing I was doing, I was scared. Okay, how am I going to pay to live? How am I going to help to sustain my family? And cryptocurrency just dropped in my lap. And I said, well, this is intimidating because I don't know anything about it. I just know that I put a couple $100s in it and it's looking okay, but I don't know anything about it. But I started to go through the process of using money I had already garnished or raised through working my 401k. So this is where the education started happening. I met with my financial advisor, and he just happened to be an alum. We went to the same university, so he felt like he could divulge some information to me that he usually wouldn't tell people. First thing I learned, and you may know this, but I didn't, and for those that don't know, it's okay, because now you'll know. I didn't know that recessions were planned. I didn't know that they were planned every 10 to 12 years. The last recession we had was in what? 08? Right? It's 2000. That's right. Every 8 to 10 years. Now here's the thing. The way recessions work is globally linked. So if it's a recession on this part of the world, the other side it isn't. Okay? And it's 4 quarters, just like a game. So you move into 4 different phases till you get to the recession. And the recession is supposed to last anywhere between 2 to 4 months, 6 max. Now, the last one lasts pretty long. So I don't know how they're estimating what I guess they're averaging it out. But as of now, if you look up Venezuela, their government is destitute. Their government has no money, right? They have no way to function. Guess what they're doing to run their government? They're tapping into their civilians' savings accounts and pulling out their money to run the government. And they can't do anything about it. Now, mind you, if it happens there, it can happen anywhere. Okay, because think about it, where are your money at? It's in their banks. Do you have a key? No. You got a PIN number, but you don't have a key to go in whenever you want to and pull out actual, like if you had $1 million, you can't pull out $1 million. What do they say? It's gonna take a minute to get the money to get it to you. Because they don't have it. Why? Because they already lended it out to something else, to some other project that benefits them. We'll get into that in a second. So, during the recession, I personally lost $225,000 in my 401k. Wow. At the time, I was in my early 30s, so I was pissed, but I was like, all right, I'm still in the work field. I just have to get it back. I have to double up on my 401k contribution and try to get the money back. Still not even knowing that game. But I figured I have time. But then I thought about, well, what if I was 60? What if I was 70? What if I was, an elder, a senior, and I was living off of my retirement funds and it got tapped and it wasn't replenished? The government didn't give the money back. They didn't say, or sorry, here's your money back. They just say, hey, it happens. You got a deal. So if you're an elder and you're living off of Medicaid and you have to pay your mortgage and that is suddenly depleted, you're ass out. A lot of people died. A lot of people starved. A lot of people had to go back to work. And what kind of jobs do we have to go back to work to? So these are very real issues that a lot of people face and still facing today because we're all into this fiat currency. The entire is based that the retirement and savings options for the nation lost about $2.4 trillion that they did not put back. Okay? So basically, I learned at that point, okay, this is a scam. Fiat currency isn't really real. Social Security might not be here when I turn 65. My 401k, most people use their 401ks when they retire. Well, what if you retire and it's not there? Did you know you could use your 401k while you're still working? You do get taxed 5 times, but you can still use it. So I had that option. I decided that I wanted to pull out my money at that point, not all of it, but some of it, to handle my next few months of living and think about investing. So one of the things that my advisor also told me was that he told me, well, I was filling out my 401k application, it puts down occupation. My application, it says, what do you put down as your occupation? I said, well, bro, I just got laid off. I can't put down that down as an occupation. He said, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why don't you put down there that you live off of your savings and investments? Now, you're probably looking at me like, what does that mean? And that's what I was at first. Then the light came on. Boom. This is how white boys live. They live off of their savings and investments. See, we're conditioned to think that in order for us to be validated to have to earn money, we have to work for somebody. Someone has to validate our ability to earn. So we're used to saying, I got to work for Target, I work for whoever else, for somebody else. I'm self-employed, I'm an entrepreneur, and I live off my savings and investments. This is what white boys do. So I realize now, this dude's messing up. He's telling me too much. I'm about to bring this back to the hood. Right? So, financial literacy is not a topic of conversation in our communities. Traditionally, it's not a topic.